High five.
Wait, Kate, you're the winner?
Yes.
Yeah. Girl power.
Girl power, yeah.
Woo. Women in
on
STEM.
On a night like tonight, we need a woman to win.
Yeah. Wednesday nights.
Wednesday.
Oh, okay. That's just rude.
Oh no.
I was told we were talking about plankton.
Well,
I'm
you
so
better
sorry.
hope that you're not in his class.
Birds
That's
are
right.
the plankton
Just
of the
call him a
sky.
loser.
I'm going back to make the test harder.
Oh,
You
good.
should.
Yeah.
Well, Professor Back, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having
Really
me.
appreciate it.
When we
lot
come
of fun.
back, we'll have your feel-good story of the night, and you're watching The Break on WTOP-10.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like,
No.
what do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a closer with that one.
Matthew.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Up by throwing, not able to get on it. DiCarlo on the rebound. Alex DiCarlo.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
All right, welcome back to The Break. Scott, it looks like you managed to sneak in an animal story this episode.
I had to.
Well, Pittsburgh Zoo just welcomed two new leopard cubs born on March 18th.
All right, the two were born to a leopard named Simba, and we've heard that all three of them are thriving at the zoo. If you want to see them, though, you have to wait until June after they've learned about the outdoors and have received their vaccines.
During the wait, if you'd like to donate $5, you'll get the chance to name the leopards.
So adorable. I love them. We also have a shark here, I want to point out,
Yep.
for our Hawaiian theme night. But before we go tonight, we do need to have a brief discussion about our good friends from the interview show. So I heard a little rumor that their host, Jared Wakefield, may be getting the boot pretty soon.
Oh,
I heard the
no.
network's not very happy with him.
Oh gosh. Well, the interview show refuses to even say my name. It's a real shame they don't want to acknowledge me as a strong woman.
We actually do have an exclusive interview with somebody from that show, if we can roll it in the back. What is the best show on WTOP-10, and why is it The Break with Scott and Kate?
It's The Break with Scott and Kate. It's the greatest show on WTOP.
What is the worst show on WTOP?
I think it's the interview show that you can watch.
Ooh, you heard it here first, folks. We are the best show on WTOP. Cheers to that.
We're clinking.
All right.
All right, so that's all for tonight. We will see you next week for our season finale.
Yes, big shout out real quick to our amazing audience here. We have friends from admissions. We have friends from TOP. We have my dad and his fiance here as well. Thank you so much for taking a break with us. I hope that you all have a great night.
Bye.
Cheers again.
Oh, we're cheersing
Yes.
again.
Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, Nikki Haley drops out of the Republican presidential race. Her final words as she ends her historic campaign.
And find out about high-energy drummers performing at Waterman Theater tonight.
Plus, SUNY Oswego students had the opportunity to explore the Spring Career and Internship Fair in the Murano Campus Center. We'll tell you who was there and what you need to know.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Haley Kaiser.
And I'm Matthew Rivenberg.
SUNY Oswego held their career fair today. The fair was held in Sweatman Gym. Students connected with employers in many industries, including media, state, finance, and more. Students learned about careers and internships companies had to offer to students of all majors.
The fair reached a record number of companies that attended. The average number of people who normally attend the event is 600 people. Career Services is hoping they broke their record number of students who attended today.
SUNY Oswego will have a visit with a high-tech mobile radar, a preview of eclipse-related research, hands-on family activities, and much more planned for the SUNY Oswego STEM Community Day from 2 to 5 p.m. on Saturday, April 6th. The afternoon of non-campus activities connects with SUNY Oswego's research, outreach, and public programs on the day of the total solar eclipse on Monday, March 8th.
Do you know an Oswego senior who has showed academic excellence and exceptional involvement on campus? Well, up until March 11th, you can nominate a senior for the 2024 Outstanding Senior Award, presented by Oswego Alumni Association. This honor recognizes senior students and their accomplishments and academic success. All students graduating in May, August, or December of 2024 are eligible. To nominate someone, visit the link below.
Oswego's Waterman Theater hosted the San Jose Taiko Conservatory's performance of traditional Japanese drumming. San Jose Taiko is committed to advancing the taiko art form by educating the general public and developing the depth of skills within the community. The performance included traditional Japanese drumming, creating a vibrant contemporary art as they strive to connect people through cultural understanding, creative expression, and rhythmic heartbeat.
Democratic Oswego County legislators are upset about one Republican legislator allowing a local businessman to dispose of mattresses at a cheaper price. Local business owner George Broadwell met with Republican Majority Leader Paul House, representative of Hastings, and was allowed to pay last year's decreased rate as he began his disposal process in December of last year. The new fee would cost him thousands more than planned. House is being accused of preferential treatment for his actions, although he denies it. Democrats are upset about House's actions, as they believe it should have brought up before the full legislature rather than decided by only one representative.
Oswego County's Bristol Hill landfill is filling up higher than expected, forcing officials to speed up plans to expand it by adding a new section. County legislatures on Infrastructure Facilities and Technology Committee considered a resolution yesterday to establish an over $6 million capital project to construct a new section of the landfill known as Cell 5. In 2020, the landfill accepted over 72,000 tons of waste. Lincoln Middle School received a threatening phone call from a 44-year-old mother, Dawn Torres, saying that she was going to commit violence on the property on Tuesday. The school was immediately put in a lockout while Syracuse police investigated the threat. Torres has now been arrested for making a threat of mass harm. Syracuse City District Superintendent Anthony Davis spoke up about the threat, saying, quote, "We are committed to providing a safe and secure learning environment and continue to treat all threats as being real until they are investigated and cleared by Syracuse police." After being spoiled with the sunny weather the past few days, rainy weather has returned to SUNY Oswego.
But how long will this rain continue? Let's take a first look at your forecast with Storm Team 10 Chief Meteorologist Evan Bedron. Evan?
Yeah, we have been spoiled the past couple of days with some sunny weather. Today was our first rainy day of the entire week. And these rain showers are going to taper off tonight, and we may also have a chance of snow early next weekend. But first, today we reached 52 degrees. Our average high for around this time, 37 degrees. Record was 72 set back in 2022. These temperatures will be sitting pretty mild as you go throughout the rest of your week, but this weekend we may have temperatures going down to the 40s and maybe the 30s. More of my full forecast coming up after the break, but first, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Evan. Multiple arrests have been made linked to human remains that may have been found in parks in Long Island. Suffolk police believe the remains to be an unnamed 59-year-old woman and a 53-year-old man. Body parts have been found in Babylon Village's Southards Pond Park, Bethpage State Park, and a wooded area in West Babylon. The findings appear to be linked to a home in Amityville, leading to the arrest made.
Governor Kathy Hochul will be deploying the National Guard to combat New York City subway crime. Earlier today, she announced her 5-point plan to keep the city safe. The plan consists of development of 750 National Guard members and 250 New York State and MTA police officers into the subway system, new cameras in subway cars, and conductor booths, teams to handle cases of people exhibiting signs of mental illness, improved coordination, and keeping repeat offenders out of the system.
Still ahead tonight, this year breaks records as the hottest globally, the impact the rising temperatures could have on the Arctic.
Plus, as primary elections draw closer, what prominent Republican candidate drops out of the race for president?
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy.
Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
Welcome back to WTOP. I'm Storm Team 10 Chief Meteorologist Evan Bedron. Now, as I alluded to before the break, we're sitting pretty mild, 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. We're in the darkest shade of red, and even though those temperatures aren't staying mild, we're still going to be slightly above average throughout the rest of your week as you turn colder and more snow showers start making its way over to our area. But first, looking at current temperatures across the state, 40 degrees in Oswego, Cortland sitting at 50 degrees, area south still sitting in the upper 40s. So even though we're starting to trend downwards in temperatures, we're still sitting pretty much above average across much of the state. Looking closer here in Oswego, current conditions, rain all around. These rain showers are going to start tapering off as you go throughout the overnight into tomorrow morning. And so looking at your day planner for tomorrow, AM showers turning sunny about midday, going to your afternoon, 49 degrees, north wind about 14 to 18 miles per hour, keeping those temperatures a little cooler, not quite reaching 50 degrees, precipitation at 30%, and looking at your hour by hour. Light rain at 9 a.m., tapering off around noontime to just clouds, 47 degrees. As you head into 3 p.m., 6 p.m., later afternoon and into the early evening, sun and clouds start making their way back to our area, but as you go closer to 9 p.m., those clouds start to return to our area, causing another cloudy afternoon and evening. And so looking at your surface map, showers all across the eastern part of the United States, low pressure here to our north, and another low pressure down to our southwest. Those are going to make its way over to our area on Friday night into Saturday, bringing a lot of wetter precipitation towards our area. But Saturday into Sunday, that is our first chance for some more snow showers to return to our area. I know a lot of us thought, snow, we're done. 70-degree temperatures last week, feels more like summer. Nope, snow is coming back. And then we also have some mild air off to our southwest in the lower Ohio River Valley, and then off to our north, more cold air making its way back down to our area, causing another cool weekend into early next week. Thursday, 49 degrees, AM showers. Friday, 56 degrees, mostly cloudy, so we are getting close to 60 degrees again, but we're going to go downwards again over the weekend. Saturday, 50 degrees, PM showers. Sunday, that's your rain to snow changeover. Monday, scattered rain to snow showers, 38 degrees. And as we go through much of early next week, temperatures warming back into the mid-40s, sun and clouds returning on Wednesday. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Evan. In national news, Nikki Haley is exiting the Republican presidential race following a series of losses in the GOP nominating contest on Tuesday. Haley was the last of a dozen major candidates trying to challenge Trump for the Republican Party nomination, but she never gained enough traction with voters. Sources familiar with her plans say the former South Carolina governor is not planning to endorse Donald Trump just yet, instead calling on him to earn the support of those who backed her.
Just over a year ago, I launched my campaign for president. When I began, I said the campaign was grounded in my love for our country. Just last week, my mother, a first-generation immigrant, got to vote for her daughter for president. Only in America. I am filled with the gratitude for the outpouring of support we've received from all across our great country. But the time has now come to suspend my campaign.
Haley made history as the first Republican woman to win 2 primary races in Vermont and Washington, D.C.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell endorsed Donald Trump as the Republican nominee for president today. The move followed Nikki Haley ending her campaign for the GOP nomination. In his statement, McConnell said Trump has earned the support of Republican voters and therefore he will also have his support. McConnell and Trump have not spoken in more than 3 years after the senator blamed Trump for the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
Senate GOP Whip John Thune is running to be the next Republican Party leader. Senator Mitch McConnell, who's held that position since 2007, announced he's stepping down later this year. Last week, former Whip John Cornyn of Texas announced he's running for the position. Other potential hopefuls include Senators John Barrasso, Rick Scott, and Steve Daines.
Imagine the Arctic Ocean with no ice. Scientists say it could happen, and soon. A new study says the ocean could start seeing its first ice-free days before 2030. That's defined as less than 386,000 square miles of ice. The ecological impact is expected to be considerable, with warmer ocean temperatures already decimating the snow crab population. The study was published Tuesday in the journal Nature Reviews Earth and the Environment.
The capacity for the 2024 Olympic opening ceremony will be halved for security reasons. The French Interior Minister has told French media that while there is no specific terrorist threat targeting the Games, an anti-terrorist security perimeter will be put in place around the Seine, with public access limited. The capacity will still be 4 times that of the Stade de France.
When WTOP-10 Nightly News continues, learn how you can improve your decision-making.
And why you should skip checked baggage while flying Delta Airlines.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy.
Look at the bling. Do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
Welcome back. In consumer news, heading on a spring break trip but still trying to save? Well, if you're flying Delta, you should be advised to stick to a carry-on, as the airline service just raised the cost of checked bags by 17%. The airline said the change has come about to keep up with rising costs within the industry.
Amid a legal fight, OpenAI has released emails from co-founder Elon Musk last week. Musk sued the ChatGPT company. His lawsuit claims their partnership with Microsoft violates its founding charter. The emails released by OpenAI showed Musk acknowledging they need lots of money to fund resources used for AI. The company said in a blog post they are moving to dismiss all of Musk's claims. For the first time in years, Target has suffered a loss in sales. On Tuesday, the company announced their sales fell by 3.7%, something they haven't seen since 2016. Middle-class Americans have focused more on necessities rather than on extras, which is more than half of Target's merchandise. Target predicts sales will continue to be sluggish all of 2024.
Now, think about how many decisions you've already made today. Your brain is constantly deciding something. In fact, some research suggests that we make upwards of 35,000 decisions every single day, but we don't decide things alone.
In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on something called nudge theory and how it can be used to improve health.
From deciding what to wear to choosing what to eat, our brains are in constant decision mode, but we don't decide things on our own.
You may not realize this, but there are invisible forces guiding those decisions.
Chasing Life podcast host Dr. Sanjay Gupta says it's called nudge theory. He says the way options are laid out for us has a significant impact on the choices we make, and these nudges are all around us.
Just think about the Netflix autoplay option. Before you know it, you've watched 5 episodes. That's nudge theory.
But experts say we can use nudges to help improve health. One way is the power of defaults. It can be used to help us choose healthier food options.
That may be as simple as putting fresh fruit on the counter for a snack while keeping the chips out of sight. The healthy snack becomes your default.
Another way is something called temptation bundling, when you pair something you love with something you don't. It may help you opt for exercise.
Getting ice cream? Yes. But going on a long walk to be able to get some instead of keeping it in the house, that's temptation bundling.
Finally, Gupta says to give yourself an emergency reserve. It may help you stay on track for your health.
Let's say your goal is to work out every day for a month, but you miss a day. That might make you feel like you failed and you give up. Instead, say you're allowed to miss some days, maybe even 5 days. Basically, figure out a way to cut yourself some slack.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Experts say one benefit of using nudges is that they still allow for freedom of choice. You can choose to do what's encouraged or not. Nudges are even being researched to potentially help curb the opioid epidemic. A 2019 study published by the National Institutes of Health says nudge theory may help change prescriber behaviors, as overprescription of opioids has been a problem in the U.S. Coming up in sports, Mike Neckers is here in the studio.
Mike, can you give us a quick preview?
Absolutely, thank you guys. When we return, we're gonna have everything from NFL football to college basketball to wrestling, but first we gotta take a quick break, so we'll see you all on the other side.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Welcome back to WTOP-10. I'm Mike Neckers, and watch out, because here comes your daily sports report. This afternoon, the Oswego men's lacrosse team hosted the Clarkson University Golden Knights. The Lakers stayed right with the Golden Knights for the entire game as Corey O'Connor put 3 goals past the Clarkson defense, but came up just short as the Knights prevailed by a score of 8-7. The men's lacrosse team will travel to Morrisville to take on the Mustangs this coming Saturday, March 9th at 1 p.m. After 2 seasons with the Denver Broncos, ex-Super Bowl winning quarterback Russell Wilson has been informed that he will not be re-signed with the Broncos. Wilson, originally a Seattle Seahawk, played just 2 seasons for the Broncos, putting up a record of 11 wins and 19 losses. With many teams in the market for a quarterback, it is unsure where Wilson will end up, but the Pittsburgh Steelers, Las Vegas Raiders, and Atlanta Falcons are the 3 frontrunners to pick him up in free agency. Move over now to our winter sports wrap-up. First of all, we got women's basketball, who beat Brockport 70-47 in SUNYAC play, a great game for their season. Macy Diorio had 30 points in this game, finished the season 14-12 on the season, losing in the second round of the SUNYAC tournament. Unfortunate, but a great season all around for the ladies. And not much to be sad about. Did lose to New Paltz in that semifinal game, but that's all right. We move to the men's game now, men's season. They beat Cortland in the SUNYAC semifinal in a massive comeback game, not expected. Aki Anderson with 28 points, 53% from the floor, finished 26-3 on the year, losing in the round of 32 to the Williams College Eafs by a score of 79-77 on a heartbreaking buzzer beater shot. A great season for the Lakers there as well. We move over to women's hockey, and we travel all the way back to November with the Teddy Bear Toss, where they thumped Buffalo State 9-0. What a season. Kenzie Malone scored a hat trick in this game, finished 14-11-1, and what a year it was for the Lakers women's hockey team. We move now over to men's hockey, and of course, it's the whiteout weekend, Plattsburgh versus Oswego. We got a Drake Semrad goal to kick things off, then a Tyler Flack goal after that, an AJ Ryan goal, and a Matt McQuaid game winner. Who could forget it? What a season for the Lakers, finishing 16-9-1, and they lost the SUNYAC semifinal to Plattsburgh, but they did beat them the first 2 times of the year, so just that third time they couldn't get it. Next up, we got swimming and diving. Mr. Zach Brown here broke the school meet and conference record in the 100 breaststroke. Matthew Dambra broke the school record in the 100 backstroke, as we can see here. And then Izzy Digg for the women's team finished 3rd overall in the 400 IM. And last but certainly not least is the wrestling team. Mr. Charlie Gragas finished the season 1st in the SUNY with a 29-3 record, and both him and his teammate Gabe Goss will travel to Wisconsin to compete in the national tournament later this month. We'll now travel over to the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, where last night the Celtics and Cavaliers faced off. See Jason Tatum here. He kicked things off for the Celtics, driving to the paint and finishing with an easy layup for 2. He would finish the night with 26 points and 13 boards. Tatum again, we see him dribbling, and he heaves up a 3 at the buzzer. Come on, man, it's too easy for him. An easy buzzer beater there. We got some more action now, as we're going to show them how they do it over in Latvia. That's right, Kristaps Porzingis cuts to the paint and yams it down. 24 points on the night for Porzingis. But don't worry, because Darius Garland of the Cavaliers responds with a 3-pointer of his very own. He would go on to finish the game with 16 points and 11 assists. And then we go over to Niang. Niang with a 3 of his own just a few minutes later, closing the gap. And let me tell you something, down 3 just minutes to play, Martian's got the death beam pointed at the earth. Give me Niang for the 3. And when it matters the most, Dean Wade ain't no ghost. Here he is, top of the key, just wait for it. Boom, 3-pointer, that'll give him the lead. And then one more slam dunk will be the dagger for Dean Wade, finishing with 23 points off the bench as the Cavaliers win by a score of 104-103. What a game.
Stick around to find out more about this seriously cool story after the break.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Candlelight Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of time.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Open the box, pour the cereal, and add the milk, and do it with a little extra enthusiasm because Thursday is National Cereal Day.
It is observed every year on March 7th, and according to the New York Times, cereal traces its roots to the 1800s. Cereal as we know it today, when the Kellogg's brothers became the first to put cereal in a box and market it on a large scale.
What kind of cereal was it? Corn Flakes. Celebrate by posting your favorite bowl on social media using the hashtag National Cereal Day. What's your guys' favorite cereals?
I have to go with Frosted Flakes. What about you, Evan?
I would have to go with Cheerios.
I'm gonna have to go Cinnamon Toast Crunch, guys.
That is a solid choice. Me personally, I like the Special K fruit and yogurt.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's all for us from us tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for The Real Deal.
Thank you for watching.
Have a great night, everyone.
Hello, and welcome to The Real Deal, a talk show about movies, TV, and anything else entertainment. I'm your host, Brian Kalinowski. Our first episode is a special one, and with any special guest, it deserves a special guest. Our special guest today, Sebastian Tariello. How are you, Sebastian?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Now, Sebastian, I hear you're something of an Oscars expert.
I don't know if I'd say expert, but I do find award season very interesting.
Well, that's good, because if you saw from the title, this show is all about the Oscars today. So, Sebastian, my first question to ask you is what you believe the overall narrative will be for the night on, was it Saturday, March 10th, or Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday. What is the overall narrative, you think?
I don't know about like overall narrative, but I think that I think we're going to see a lot of Oppenheimer. I think this has been a really interesting year, awards-wise, because typically you'll see that a movie like Oppenheimer, which comes out early, it came out in July, will be a front runner, and then that'll kind of like fall off for some of the newer, shinier fall movies.
Yeah, that's definitely rare,
really happen.
Right?
Yeah. But this one has managed to really hold on and do very well for itself.
Okay. So do you think Oppenheimer is going to take most of the, I'd say, important awards for the night, mostly?
I think definitely the big two. Picture and director, I think that's pretty sewn up at this point.
So you'd call them locks, right?
Yeah.
For the movie, Best Picture, and director Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, I think so, barring some major upset. I think that's pretty much it.
Of anything, what would you say would be an upset for picture or director? What would be
like
the
most
upset?
likely?
Yeah, if anything.
I guess you could say that for a while I had believed something like The Holdovers, potentially, because that seemed like the kind of nice movie that people maybe like. But I actually would say that an upset could be something like Anatomy of a Fall or The Zone of Interest even, just because they seem to be kind of like building later momentum. But I really don't think there's anything that can overtake Oppenheimer, because while I think it's going to win those two big ones, I think it's also going to win a few acting awards and then a bunch of techs. Like, I think it's going to have a really nice haul.
Okay. So, as you'd said, the overall narrative is pretty much it's Oppenheimer's night.
Yeah. I think Oppenheimer, and then we're going to see that there's some other movies that are going to do decently well. I think that, there was a lot of excitement early on in the season that this could kind of be like a Barbenheimer showdown, but I really don't think that there's much of a race in that sense. I think Barbie's going to maybe take a few awards here. With
Greta's snub not being nominated for director, or Margot for actress.
Yeah, I think that kind of like made it that wasn't really going to happen, but I still think it's going to win something. It's just a matter of like where that will land. But I think that a lot of the big prizes are pretty locked up, but there are some interesting races this year.
What would you say would you call it interesting that I'd say for Best Picture at least, and a lot of the awards, there's two big foreign films that are being nominated. Usually we've seen only one or just none altogether, but now there's two, which is pretty rare for a lot of the years past.
Yeah, I think this is the first time that's ever happened, and it couldn't have happened to two better films. They're really great, and they're very different, which is what's cool. And I think that had France submitted Anatomy of a Fall as their international submission, that definitely would have been nominated, and it would have been interesting to see what would have won in the end, because I think we'll get to it later, but I think that Zone of Interest is kind of just going to walk away with that. Not to like spoil all my picks, but yeah.
So that's your point on that, is that it's a big night for, I'd say, Oppenheimer, and what else? Final thoughts on this?
Probably, I think Oppenheimer's going to have a good night, and I think that something like Anatomy of a Fall could have a good night depending on where it lands.
Okay.
But mainly just Oppenheimer.
All right. I'm really excited to keep talking, but it's time for break. When we return, we'll be discussing what we believe will be winning some of the awards. Don't go away.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Welcome back. You're still watching The Real Deal, and I'm glad you are. Now that we got the big picture out of the way, let's discuss some of the categories, what we think will win, or what we would want to win. Are you ready, Sebastian?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's start off with visual effects. What do you think is going to win that?
I think that this is a very interesting category this year because there isn't really a big movie.
Yeah.
With Dune Part 2 moving to this year, that really left it kind of wide open. And I think this is a very eclectic set of nominees. But I wound up going with The Creator.
Why that pick?
This did really well at the Visual Effects Society, which is the guild. And it just kind of feels like the most kind of, when you have a category like this where it doesn't have a Best Picture nominee, and you kind of go for the one that's the most, I guess, like a Best Picture nominee, which in this case, if you look at this category, it's probably Napoleon, but I don't think that one has a lot of passion. I think this one is more of a...
I don't think anyone really cares about Napoleon.
Yeah, so I think that's why that one's kind of out. And I just think The Creator has a lot to it that people find exciting.
Yeah. I definitely think The Creator has a chance, although I think, me personally, I think Godzilla Minus One has a good chance as well. Only thing setting it back is probably because it's foreign, but it is the highest grossing Godzilla movie in America now, and in Japan, and internationally. So I think it has a good chance, and it got a lot of word of mouth, and hopefully that resonated with the Academy. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's definitely possible. I think this is just a very kind of up in the air category where I don't think there's a ton of passion, so I think you could see something like Godzilla just kind of take it, and I think that'd be really interesting. So I think it's very open.
All right. So what should we talk about next? What do you want?
I guess we could talk about animated feature because I think that's very interesting.
Yeah. So I think let me see, animated feature, I chose Spider-Verse. I don't think I want it to win. I think I want Boy and the Heron, and I think you chose Boy and the Heron, right?
Yeah, I think this was more me going with my heart.
I'm going the safe bet, and I think probably most people are, but this is actually interesting because animated feature, right, usually it's always a lock, especially if it's a Pixar movie or anything.
Like,
but
we
this
know
year,
early.
Yeah, this year there's no clear winner. There's no, an Elemental, even it is Pixar, it didn't really do well. No one cared about it. So it's really up in the air between Boy and the Heron and, I'd say, Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, yeah. Because it's just been very split. Like, you know, we saw Globe and BAFTA go Boy and the Heron, and then, but the industry is pretty much going Spider-Verse all the way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a 50-50 shot.
Yeah.
But I am going Boy and the Heron just because I think there might be a sense that they'll feel like we already did this with the first Spider-Verse movie.
Definitely.
I could totally be wrong, but I think that there's a possibility that could occur.
And that could be why they go for it again, because it's safe, too. And I mean, what was it, Spirited Away, that Miyazaki won in 2003 for animated, but that was 20 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I think it's very up in the air, but I am going Boy and the Heron.
Mm-hmm. What else? What else, Sebastian?
We could talk about the screenplays.
All right. Let's do adapted first, because I think that's the most interesting here. Actually, yeah, let's do adapted. What do you have to say about adapted screenplay?
I'm going American fiction. I think this has won basically everything for adapted screenplay races so far. I think the only thing that could kind of stand in its way, honestly, is that it has yet to compete against Barbie, because Barbie's been original everywhere else. But the writers' branch of the Academy, they deemed it adapted. So I think that this could really be interesting in the end to just see like how they go.
Yeah, I went with Poor Things because I think Yorgos is sort of a safe bet in the Academy. They love him now, and I mean the script is great. I can see American Fiction, but it's just weird to me because it doesn't seem like an Oscar movie. But then again, that's happened before. And but I also put Oppenheimer as a dark horse because it could just add to the sweep that it's likely going to get. So,
yeah, I think that's very possible. Then it would be having like a record night.
All right. Well, when it comes to these predictions, we can only sit and wait and see what happens. Stick around as we discuss movies that we think should have been nominated for certain categories that were left out.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that black.
Look at the bling. Do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10
out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. But I need that back. No. Kevin!
Once again, welcome back to The Real Deal. I hope you are all enjoying the show. Are you enjoying your time on the show, Sebastian?
Yes, I am.
Well, that's great to hear. All right, Sebastian. A lot of great movies got into the running, but as always, there's a lot that is left out and not given its due or nomination. Let's talk about some of these movies we think should have been nominated. Let's start off with you.
I think that this overall was a pretty good. It was a pretty good list of nominations. It was a great year for movies overall, and I think that this was. There were a lot of good surprises. There were definitely some movies that I love that did not get their due, and we'll discuss that here. But I think overall, like, I give them a lot of props this year because I think it was actually a much better list than we've seen in some recent years.
Yeah. So why don't we start off with actor? Who do you think, of your choice, who do you think should have been nominated for actor?
So the one I chose as my write-in was Zac Efron in The Iron Claw, which The Iron Claw was this great movie that came out at the end of the year, and it kind of just didn't have the time it needed to.
Didn't have the gestation period.
Yeah, like I think they just dropped that a little too late, and but it's really great, and at least it did well, financially for them. That was good. But I would have really liked to have seen Zac Efron recognized because he gives this really emotional performance, and it's unlike anything he's ever done before, and it's really impressive.
Yeah. I definitely think he should have been one of them. But I went with Andrew Scott from All of Us Strangers because his performance, at least in the movie, along with Paul Mescal, is something that is, I don't know, cerebral? I don't know what word I would use. Would you think of a word now that you've seen the movie?
I think I would just say that I think that Andrew Scott, he's giving a performance that's very. It's super internal, and it's not really the type of thing they typically go for. But I think that it's really something that we should be celebrating more. I think overall it was a good group of nominees. I think all 5 of them that got in are really great. There are some people that I maybe wouldn't have picked myself, but I think it's a good list. And but there was like an embarrassment of riches this year. It was really great.
It's a great list, but it's pretty much a lock at this point that Cillian Murphy from Oppenheimer is going to win with, I'd say, Paul Giamatti being a dark horse.
Yeah, I was kind of holding on to hope for a while that Paul Giamatti could take it. I do love Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer, but I think Paul Giamatti's giving this like really great performance in this movie that is just a real like cozy gem. And it would have been really cool to see him win that. But I think that it's pretty much a lock now.
So why don't we move on to supporting actress? I'll start off with me. I went with Rosamund Pike from Saltburn. I don't think she would win because it's basically Divine Joy Randolph's to win no matter who is in there. It's basically hers to win. But it would have been nice to see Rosamund get a nomination. One, because of her previous work. I mean, she should have won for Gone Girl back in the day. But in this movie, I think her performance is more understated than the rest of the cast, but it adds to the overall story, and especially Barry Keoghan's performance as well, and his journey.
Yeah, I really like her in that movie, and she's given some amazing lines to say, like some really funny stuff, and she's, she does that amazing thing where it's like, she'll be like kind of nice and like, be putting on this thing and then just say something really dark-sided. Yeah. And I think she really handles that well. For my pick, I went with Rachel McAdams for Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, which is this really nice movie that came out early in the year, and I think it got kind of written off because for two reasons. I think one, it was seen as kind of a family film, not really an awards thing. And then also, I just think that it's, you know, it might have been kind of like, you know, there was a lot of talk with the Oscar nominations this year, especially with like the Barbie misses, about them just not responding well to movies made by women and kind of like about women. And I think the movie that really should have gotten talked about a little bit more with that was Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret, because it was just kind of just forgotten. And it's a really great movie, and Rachel McAdams is just giving a really nice performance. It's really, really great stuff.
Yeah. So I want to talk about, I think we can skip over score just because I think Oppenheimer is basically going to win. Although, what was your pick, just quickly, so we can get over that?
The Boy and the Heron.
Boy and the Heron. And I went with Spider-Verse because I think the score in Across the Spider-Verse is actually even better than the original, an improvement. So let's skip to cinematography real quickly. I went with All of Us Strangers because as you said, internal, like his acting was internal. I think the cinematography does an amazing job of showing that internal nature of his character and the exterior of everyone else. What would you say quickly for that, and then your pick?
I definitely agree. I think that there's a lot of really interesting stuff going on with that cinematography. That's one of those movies I think that was always going to be underrated in terms of craft categories because it's not necessarily the most showy. Mm-hmm. And I think that when you're going for the crafts, you really have to kind of be showy. Which brings me to my pick, which I think it is a little bit surprising that a movie like Saltburn, which is super showy in terms of its cinematography, you know, it's in 4:3. It has some really amazing uses of color. I think it's a really, you know, listening to the cinematographer and Emerald Fennell, the director, speak about why they shot it this way. You know, they were talking about how they wanted it to seem almost voyeuristic. I think they really succeed in that. And I think the reason why that movie succeeds in the way it does, I think, is partially due to the cinematography.
All right, let's finish up with our last two that I'm going to do. Director. Who would you pick for director to be nominated?
I actually went with Celine Song, who directed Past Lives. Mm-hmm. Once again, this is yet another thing where it's kind of not the most showy, and it's very understated. But I think it takes a lot of skill to make a movie that's as subtle as this and beautiful and really execute it beautifully.
Yeah, I went with Miyazaki for Boy and the Heron, mainly just because there's a whole other aspect of directing, and it's putting yourself in the movie, and also like how would you put this? Putting everything you have into a movie, and he is a man who puts literally his entire life into every one of his movies, but especially this one currently. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. So yeah. So, all right. So what else do we have to talk about? I think
I think we should talk about some of, or one of our favorite movies that got no nominations.
Oh, yes.
Because some of these movies we've named, they did manage to get nominations in other categories. They just maybe missed in places we would have done it. But there are always great movies every year that get no nominations.
Yes. So what would be a movie, or some movies that didn't get anything? What would you talk about?
I already mentioned this one before, but I definitely feel that The Iron Claw was really deserving. I went into this movie earlier. I wound up seeing it earlier this year, and it's just a really great movie that I didn't really know what to expect going in, but it's super emotional and extremely well done. And I really would have liked to have seen it recognized in multiple categories. And like I said, I just think it had to do with the fact that it dropped very late, and it didn't have enough time to build that momentum.
Yeah. I definitely, for me, I think there's The Killer. I'm sort of surprised it didn't get anything, since Fincher has sort of been a awards mainstay. Well, he hasn't won anything because they
but
don't
his films are typically,
yeah, but his
something.
films are always awards mainstays. What else? All of Us Strangers didn't get anything.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised about that, I gotta say. And then I'd say just a off the barrel pick, Bottoms. It didn't.
Yeah, that was I really love that one, and I would have loved if that could have maybe like been like a dark horse in like original screenplay. We definitely had a spot for it.
Yeah, because it's definitely it's still a comedy, but it's a highbrow comedy.
Yeah.
Sort of in the way that American Fiction is, and that got nominated. And it's gonna it might win.
Yeah.
So.
Also, I would say I just want to throw out Priscilla. I really loved that one. I love Sofia Coppola. I think she's a wonderful filmmaker, and that's a really, really great film. You could have gone for Crafts for that. Kaylee Spaney in Best Actress would have been a really, really great, deserving pick.
Yeah. Mention Saltburn about getting nothing.
Yeah. That would have been good for some crafts and maybe screenplay.
I'm shocked. Emerald Fennell did play for Promising Young Woman just like 3 years ago, and it was big when she won.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised.
Yeah, and I think that's a movie that, like, it didn't do the best in theaters, but once it hit Amazon Prime, it got a lot of people talking, so you would have thought it maybe would have shown up somewhere.
Yeah. All right. So in these last few minutes, I want to ask you, what would be your most and least deserved Best Picture wins of all time? So what movie do you think deserved it the most and deserved it the least? Start off with most deserved.
There's movies really Oppenheimer being, but that was a February release, and it managed to stay there all year because it's so.
With the big,
which we have.
So, but that's out there. What's your least deserved Best Picture win, in your opinion?
This is a controversial pick, but I would have to go with Forrest Gump. I think it's a really just an okay movie in a group of films that I would say was a really great lineup. That was the Pulp Fiction year. That was Shawshank Redemption.
Considered two of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah, and they didn't manage to win. And I just think that one is just kind of all right, not great.
So I think for me, I don't know if I have a most deserved. Actually, no. I think Parasite would be my most deserved, because I remember seeing it in theaters and like knowing nothing, and it was sort of an amazing experience. And then I watched the momentum build to its Best Picture win, and that was a great experience for me. So that's my best. And least, I have to say, is The King's Speech, because how do you beat The Social Network? So that's all I have to say about that. Well, that does it for the first episode of The Real Deal. I would like to thank Sebastian for being with me in this discussion and episode. Any last words, Sebastian?
I'm very excited for Sunday. I thought it was a really great year, and I'm excited to see some of my favorite films of the year pick up some awards, some last final awards, because award season spans like a really long time, and this season in particular has felt like an eternity. But it's going to be really nice to see some of these get some more.
Yeah, definitely. All right, from all of us here at the Al Roker Studio in the Murano Campus Center, we bid you a good night. Good night, folks.
Oh my gosh, Kate! What's wrong? We have to go film the break.
Oh my gosh!
Go! Go to the break! Go!
Oh, gee.
Oh, look, it's...
Oh my gosh.
What are you guys doing?
Guys. Just getting dinner before you guys' show tonight.
You guys excited?
So excited. Yeah, let's fuel up. Do you want to be a Laker?
Jordan, it's us, Scott and Kate.
Yeah. Oh my god. Is that tonight?
Yes, are you ready?
Yes, I'm so excited. Let's go. What's wrong with him?
Oh, you remember last season when he started talking crap about our show live on air?
I'm sorry, guys. Please take it back.
He's out of a job now, just keep walking.
I gotta
keep walking.
this.
Keep walking. Ready for season 2?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Tonight, we're back. We'll catch up on everything you missed over the break and give you a look ahead at season 2. And our friend Jason Lynn is here, and we're asking him the tough questions. Plus, what happens when you combine Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, and the break? Stick around and see right now.
From the Al Roker Studio and the Murano Campus Center, this is The Break with Scott Brubaker and Kate Donahue. It all starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to season 2 of The Break with Scott and Kate.
Yeah.
Thank you so much we are so happy you're joining us.
Yeah, we are oh my gosh, we are so excited for you all to be here. It's going to be a great season. Scott, how are you doing today?
I am doing very great. I'm so excited. I was thinking back earlier to the season 1 welcome, our very first episode, so I'm just excited to get going now. So, let's catch up.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've been here.
Mm-hmm.
How was your winter break?
It was good. I mean, I didn't really do much. I worked. How about you?
Honestly, I only worked 3 days this winter. It was very nice, but last semester was so busy. Like, I was go all the time. So the fact that I had some time to relax was very nice.
That is so true. Yeah, my last semester felt crazy.
How is it now being a grad student?
Oh my gosh, I love it so much more than undergrad. Sometimes I say I hate school, but if I'm really loving grad school as much as I am right now, maybe I do like learning.
Did you do anything, like any vacations over break?
No, I worked, remember?
Oh, I didn't know if you like got a
Did you?
Getaway. Yeah.
Where'd you go?
2. I went to New York City for a weekend. With our amazing news director, Natalie, across the hall, and our productions manager, Steph, who's also across the hall, so
That's
she's
cute.
also amazing.
Yeah.
Want to say that. And I also went to Florida with my friend from home.
Aw.
Right, so we kind of teased this on the Instagram a few days ago, but Crocs put out a brand new shoe, and Kate's wearing them today. So Kate, you wanna show them off? For
let me show them. Look
at those.
They're my Minecraft
What
Crocs.
are you wearing?
So they're just Minecraft Crocs. There's some 3D gibbets and regular gibbets. I'm falling. And on the back it says Minecraft, and then also it has the Minecraft button. I'm not really right there. Not the creeper. Yeah. Okay.
I love that.
Yeah, me too.
So I'll show you mine.
Oh.
Okay. These are my Nike. Anyone know what they're called?
Sneakers.
Sneakers? But anyway, I think they're Air Forces maybe? I don't know. I'm not a shoe guy.
Me either.
But I texted my friend who has very good taste in shoes, and I'm like, we need to go. I need your help. So we went shoe shopping. I got this, and I got a nice new pair of dress shoes. So And texting him asking what they're called. No response,
we need to know.
I will update you through the show if we figure this out.
Okay.
So check this out, guys. Last night, you could have had the chance to see the Northern Lights, which isn't something that we usually get to see around here.
I know, it's pretty. I mean, usually you'd have to go to Alaska or something. I don't know.
So, when I got the news if we were going to see the Northern Lights or not, I was all comfy in bed, but it may have been cloudy. So we're going to ask our great meteorologist over here at the meteorology station, was it cloudy last night?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Expert sources right there.
Yeah.
So, have you ever seen the Northern Lights?
No, I've never been to Alaska. How about you?
I've never been to Alaska either.
Yeah.
They're also called like the Aurora Borealis. I don't.
Okay, science. We got some science.
I'm a STEM. I'm a science. I like to tell people I have a science minor.
Okay, do you really?
Political science.
Oh, okay. Well, you know.
It's okay.
Close enough.
So, Kate and I are having a debate because she wants to bring something onto this show, and I'm a little not sure how I feel about this. So, Kate.
Okay. Well, I just want to have a mukbang episode, and what's so wrong with that? You know?
What's a mukbang? Oh, explain real fast before
basically, you're just sitting there, you eat on camera, and it's like a podcast, and we could just be like Trisha Paytas. There's nothing wrong with that.
So we figured, let's ask our crew. So, do you think that we should have a mukbang episode? Start with Cletus. Cletus, what do you think?
I think that would be one of my favorite episodes.
Okay. Matt, what does Matt think?
Are you bringing food for the rest of us?
We could.
Yes.
No, Matt.
It is.
Okay. Oh, screw it up.
Yes. No. Yeah.
Yes. My vote is also a yes.
So it sounds. Sounds like a yes.
We're getting a mukbang episode in season 2. I'm so excited.
Well, okay. Moving on, we're gonna do our favorite segment.
How real are we? Okay. So my first Be Real is my slacking Be Real. Basically, never mind. Let's do favorite Be Real. So I went to Clay Club with Allie Giroux last Friday, and it was so fun. Playing with clay is so, it's just so simple. And I ended up making a minion and a heart pinch pot for Tommy. And hopefully they go into the kiln this week, and I can glaze it on Friday. Oh, okay. And to be real, it's not super slacking, but it's embarrassing because I'm bad at painting my nails. And you know what? It's all over my fingers, so I just wanted to show everybody. But I like the color palette. Okay.
All right, let's see mine. Which one's first? My slacking Be Reals, they always catch me in the bathroom. That one is just major embarrassing. I saw Robin from Johnson Hall later that night, and she was like, "Stop, why did you have to post that on Be Real?"
It's funny.
I'm like, I can't be fake, Robin. Come on.
I think it's funny.
And it gives us good content for the show.
It does.
That's exactly what we're looking for. My favorite Be Real is my housemate, Brooke. That amazing picture of her I took. That's the sleigh of having a 0.5 lens.
Okay, Brooke. It says, "Sorry for what I said."
It was something about I just woke up. What does it say, Brooke?
Sorry for what I said when I was hangry.
Oh, sorry for what I said when I was hangry.
Her. Okay.
So we're gonna move on to a new segment.
Mm-hmm.
Have come up with a name for it because we deemed it today that it's gonna be a new segment. What? Do you wanna go with Kate's?
Yeah, we can go with Kate's.
Okay, Kate's Corner. So, Kate.
Okay, I'll take it away.
Okay.
So, Scott, it's March 1st. You know what that means?
I thought it meant that it's season 2, episode 1 of The Break with Scott and Kate.
Well, that's close, but it's National Pig Day. So, happy National Pig Day, everyone. You know?
I guess everyone should mark their calendars because every March 1st is National Pig Day.
You know, it's an honor to share our season 2 premiere with pigs. If any one of you owns a pig, you better give them a special treat because it's their day. Mm-hmm.
I'm just learning about this today, and I was kind of shocked.
Yeah.
You're like laughing. Oh, maybe that's coming from outside.
Yeah. Well, happy National Pig Day, everybody.
Happy National Pig Day. What's next?
Okay, so another animal story. We're talking about dogs rescuing pangolins.
how do you pronounce it?
Pangolin.
Okay, the London police have trained 2 labs, Buster and Bess, to sniff out pangolins to prevent smuggling. All of the pangolin species are all endangered because people want their meat and scabs.
Oh, that's sad. At least Buster and Bess are on it. These 2 will be working at airports, seaports, and on the road, and they're definitely qualified to be going after all of this because they went through an 8-week training to help sniff out the endangered pangolin.
So last night, we had a story on WTOP-10 Nightly News. Tune in Mondays through Thursdays at 9:30 right here on WTOP-10. And I had to say the word pangolins, and I was looking it up on the iPad. I was sitting here and I was like, pangolins. That's really funny. So,
well, that's the end of Kate's Corner.
We'll bring it back next, or 3 weeks from now, we have break. So now into food news. KFC is bringing back a fan favorite called the KFC Double Down. In case you don't know what that is, it's a sandwich with fried chicken as buns instead of bread.
Scott, that sounds like a heart attack sandwich. When is this coming out?
Well, Kate, thanks for asking. It'll be back March 6th. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, I guess it's done. Yeah.
I think that they should have made it so, you know how it's sandwiches, chicken for buns?
Yeah.
And then it should have been a bun in the middle.
Okay, I see what you're doing.
They
Maybe
could
a
do that.
bottom bun. Oh.
No, both buns.
Both?
No, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe we'll try that for the mukbang episode.
Maybe you can. I want Taco Bell.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that. So, coming up. Oh, that's you.
It's okay. Coming up, our friend Jason Lynn is here, and we're hitting him with some hard questions. The break with Scott and Kate will be back right after this. Okay, bye.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy. Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10
out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Season 2 premiere of The Break with Scott and Kate. Introducing our guest tonight, we have Mr. Jason Lynn. He is one of the hardest working people that we know.
Yeah, Jason, I hope you brought your A game because Jordan and I advocated to have you on the show.
Welcome. How are you?
Alive. I'm trying my best, but this was a surprise to me, and I was told to come in completely blind, so I have no idea what to expect.
Well, we cannot wait. We have some questions for you. So first, tell us a bit about yourself.
That's actually my least favorite question.
Okay,
but
next question.
Great way to start. So I am a senior majoring in applied math economics. Had to think about it. Minoring in mathematics, and I'm from New York City. Some of my, I guess, outside of work stuff, I like to play chess sometimes. I like to play billiards. I did say I play them. I'm not good at them, so don't try to beat me. Other than that, I'm usually running around like a headless chicken on campus, and I'm trying my best to stay alive.
Wow. Okay. So how was your SUNY Oswego experience? What do you have planned for after school since you're graduating?
So my experience has been here for all 8 semesters now, and it's been a long ride. Been through a pandemic, in case you didn't know. So I've been...
Really?
Yeah, actually.
What?
So you were here during the pandemic. I was here before, survived it, and now end of it.
Okay,
so
well,
that's
he's
the
better
difference.
than us, I guess. Yeah.
So,
He is that with someone.
but throughout the time, I've been interacting with different students as well as faculty members to gain my experience around campus, and which prompted me to, after graduation, I'm interested in heading into higher ed for grad school. So I'm currently in the process of applying, and hopefully I hear something positive.
Yeah.
Listen, we hope you get into grad school. So how are you settling into your transition coach position on campus? And can you explain what that is?
So the transition coach is a new position that the orientation office created, and it is a position that current students hold to interact with incoming students. So these students are first as soon as they deposit and commit to Oswego, they are automatically matched with a transition coach. And these coaches help them with, am I talking with my hands too much?
No, it's okay.
So these coaches help the students answer any questions they might have, whether it's about orientation, about being a student, about X, Y, and Z, or A, B, and C. So for myself, the position actually just started, and we just finished up training today, and shifts will start sometime this weekend, but we have gone through previous experiences interacting with other students, so I'm familiar with how the position goes, and I'm interested in the incoming class, 2027 actually.
Woo!
I'm scared every time I say that.
Yeah, so long. Okay.
So,
all right.
your turn.
Anyway,
Whose turn is it?
so you've been with orientation for like pretty much almost 3 years, like 2.5
All of your
years.
life, actually.
So what made you stick with it for so long?
So orientation was actually a really fun experience. First of all, you get to stay here during the summer, and got to experience Oswego over the summer, especially since I'm from New York City, completely different up here. So that was the first motivation on why I joined orientation to begin with. And the experiences I gained in orientation was what made me continue in orientation. Everything from in front of the students as a Laker leader to behind as an office assistant and an office coordinator, helping plan the orientation event behind the scenes.
I just wanted to give a quick
Jason.
little a quick little tidbit. Kate and mine's orientation, although it was fun, it was all
Online, yeah.
Online,
yes.
the COVID years. Okay, we're running out of time, so let me ask you the age-old question, and I'm sure that you'll probably answer it. When's your birthday?
February 30th.
Your birthday is not February 30th. That's a lie.
All right. Well.
So, Jason Lynn, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for being
Thank
here.
you for having me.
All right, so when we come back, have you ever wondered what's going to happen if you cross together Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, and The Break? Stay tuned because we'll tell you right after this.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Break. I'm your moderator, Jordan Whitney, and it's great to be back.
Welcome back, Jordan.
Yeah, welcome back.
Let's get into the rules of the game. Here on this wheel, we have several different categories. You'll each get a chance to spin the wheel, and whatever it lands on, you have to answer a question. Get it right, and you'll get a point, and you'll hear. Get it wrong, you'll hear.
There
yeah.
There's some special spaces on the wheel as well, so be on the lookout for them. As always, the winner of this game will win bragging rights and, of course, a high five. All right, and
We're giving you this.
okay, Jason, you're up first.
Wait, can I share real fast? I got an update on the shoes. The answer was, I don't remember what they are, so I will update you in episode 2. Okay, anyway, take it away.
All right, Jason, you're up first.
Okay. Oh, you're spinning. Go
No,
ahead.
wait, Jason, you can spin it.
Oh. I don't want to take their job. I don't know, maybe I'm moderator next time. Oswego.
Oswego.
When was SUNY Oswego founded?
What is 1861?
Correct.
No, what is?
Oh, we're gonna actually do it like Jeopardy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to go?
No, you can go next.
Oh, go,
You can
okay.
go next.
Oh, that was a bad spin.
WTOP.
Oh, so really prove that I'm fake.
What is the name of the WTOP studio?
Oh, Al Roker. What is Al Roker Studio in MCC? Mm-hmm.
So you know that from the intro.
Yeah.
Oh, the question is, what was the name of the Al Roker Studio? Is her mic on?
Hello.
Okay, go. I'm just gonna spin. Jordan, you can like yell.
Random.
Random.
Uh-oh.
One tick away.
Random. What is Kate's boyfriend's name?
What is Kate's boyfriend's name? What is Tommy?
Correct.
That's funny. That's on there.
Go again.
Hold it up like right to your mouth.
Respin.
Oh, go again.
WTOP.
Uh-oh, Jason.
Oh boy.
Who was topper of the week this week?
Ooh, who was the topper of the week?
Can I give him a hint? He was a resident in Johnson last year.
You know there's like 200 residents there.
Well, just guess.
Who's the resident in Johnson?
Just say.
You got it wrong.
Oh. Okay, well, I'll spin.
It's Tim Altbecker, by the way.
Ah, okay.
Minecraft!
Minecraft.
Okay.
I hope, if I don't get this right with my Minecraft shoes on, oh, that's going to be so embarrassing.
Can I set this iPad down? I'm tired of doing it.
What is the name of the new mob that was announced?
What is the Sniffler?
Correct.
I was just talking about it today at work.
I can't even hear what they're saying in my ear.
AP's choice.
AP's
Ooh.
choice. Kate in the back. This is Kate from On Deck with Kate Salamita.
Alright.
Did I turn it down too? Why can't I hear
What
it?
vegetable is a pickle?
Oh, it's a cucumber. What is a cucumber?
Correct.
Yes, Scott.
Is that a trick question?
All right,
I'm so
Jason, you
confused.
spin.
Economics.
Alright.
Oh.
Wait, Jordan, they can't hear your mic.
Hello, hello.
Kate, reach your mic over to her.
Alright. Jason, what do people in economics study?
The study of choices.
Good. Good enough.
Good enough. Good enough.
New York City.
New York City.
Ah, what the heck?
Sorry.
That's okay.
New York City. How many people live in New York City?
200,000.
No. Way more.
I don't know.
The correct answer is over 8 million.
Well, I was trying to cheat, but then you pulled it away too.
Let's spin. Say we only have 45 seconds.
Oh.
WTOP.
WTOP.
Ask him a hard one.
I don't get this one. It's gonna be
What year was WTOP created?
Oh, that's hard, Scott.
1967.
I actually don't know the answer to that one.
It says it across the hall.
You
so-
lost. You lost.
Okay.
Well, Jason won.
Jason.
J-Buddy.
Wait.
No, it's a
I
tie.
did. Yeah.
Oh.
Ask us a real
Is it
quick question, and
2-2?
whoever answers it first.
Are we doing buzzing?
Ready?
Go random.
No. Say. We gotta go to break.
Who is Justin Bieber's ex-girlfriend?
Selena Gomez. No, we have to go to break. We have to go to break.
Okay, we'll be right back after this. You're watching The Break on WTOP-10.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill
Should we
told me it
tell
was
him?
Kitty from Glee. Yeah. What is it?
Al Roker.
All right, so welcome back. We did want to address two elephants in the room. The first, who actually won that game? Let's take the handheld cam and see. Woo!
Yeah, woo! Good job,
All right,
Scott.
finally, the other elephant in the room. We gotta move fast. The interview show. Everyone thinks we have beef. I don't think we do. Thank you for showing our cup on air last night.
Yeah, thank you. That was nice. Okay, so that is all for our show tonight. Thank you for joining us.
We have a very exciting season ahead, and we can't wait to show you what we have in store.
Yeah. Thank you for taking a break with us tonight.
Have a great night, everyone.
puck and get it to Ryan. Ryan cutting across the blue line, gets it at the top of the circle, and a shot! AJ Ryan starts it down the right! The wheel stunt Sally! The goal for the Lakers! In the corner, but it's deflected off of Grimshaw, up to Simons. Simons looking back over Severin. Severin over the line! And you can hear this place to the south end of Alabama, Kyle. The Devils Rockets.
And hello, everyone, and welcome into the first ever episode of the Kenny and Kyle Experience. I'm Kyle Spizak, and he's, well, graphics are a little bit backward. You're Kenny Gerard.
Yeah, I'm Kenny Gerard. It's a little backward. It's all right, though.
Thank you all for tuning in to, well, this experience tonight. But that's enough mindless yapping. So let's get into the premise of what this show is exactly, Kenny. Sports! Everybody's favorite thing.
What else, sports?
And how else? There's no other way to start it. Sports show in Oswego. We're starting right off with some college hockey because just this past weekend, a champion was crowned in the SUNY men's hockey as the Cortland Reds Dragons dethroned the Plattsburgh State Cardinals by a score of 3-2 in overtime, a trend that followed Platte throughout their last 4 games of the season. Kenny, you said when the off started that Cortland was your dark horse pick, and well, turns out you were right.
Yeah, Cortland was that sneaky team all along that I really thought could come in and make a little bit of noise. The only team I thought that could really beat the Geneseo Ice Knights in the SUNY. Oswego just not able to pull it off against the Plattsburgh State Red Cardinals. But I don't even think that, honestly, I don't know if Oswego would have been able to get through Cortland if they had made it to the finals. I think it was always Cortland for me.
I mean, yeah, like when you bring that up, realistically, if Oswego wins that game against Plattsburgh, we host Cortland here. Cortland has the knock on Oswego 3 times in a season. Yes, it's hard to beat a team more than 3 times, let alone 3 in general. I don't know if I would see them pulling it out, though. They didn't play good against them all year. The line rush is the thing with Cortland. Their line rush is too good. They get those odd man breaks, and that's how they're able to find the back of the net. That's how they found the back of the net to end up winning that SUNY championship off of a goal from Anthony Bernardo. And, I mean, overall, it was a good game. It's just Hearn couldn't keep up with it going that late into the game, especially when 4 games in a row you go to overtime.
Yeah, that was their 4th game in a row in overtime, like you said. And Cortland found a way around to score. Seats, Burke, and Bernardo all scoring. While for Plattsburgh, only Bonfield scored for the Cardinals.
And only on a Plattsburgh power play as well for the first goal. But in the world of college hockey, each conference champion gets an auto bid to the national tournament. And this year, well, 2 SUNY teams find their way into the tourney in Cortland and Geneseo. So let's take a look at that bracket right now. And Kenny, taking a look at the bracket, we saw some teams that we knew were going to make it. Adrian lost their conference championship, but being the number 3 team in the nation, there was no chance they weren't making it. Elmira, kind of a shocker to be up there this year, especially given we really didn't see that one coming last year at all whatsoever.
No, but Elmira, a sneaky team all season long that you could have seen making some noise in the tournament. And you see the small team down there, Stevens Point and Adrian, a good matchup as well. And Geneseo and Cortland down there, both looking to take on Hobart and Utica. Plymouth State, another team that was just, a conference winner. You wouldn't expect them to be in the tournament, but they made their way in. And Curry as well, taking on SUNY Geneseo. Geneseo also hosting after not winning the SUNY while Cortland going on the road and winning their conference as well. Trinity College taking on either Elmira or Endicott. Endicott last year, the host of the tournament. Endicott, another team that you could look at a lot, Kyle.
And the game I'm really focused on is that Geneseo Curry game, Kenny. When you look at it, winner goes on to Hobart. I want to see that matchup. Hobart, Geneseo, about an hour, hour and a half away from each other. That's a game I really have my eye on, especially even if we take a look at Plymouth State and SUNY Cortland. I mean, Cortland, they go, they win, they end up playing Utica. Upstate New York has a manhandle on D3 hockey.
It's not even a question. I mean, you're so close to Canada, and Canada is supposed to be the capital of hockey. And you're even close to Lake Placid up here, the other capital of hockey where the Miracle on Ice even happened. I mean, this is the place for hockey to work, and you can see it between Cortland and Geneseo up there, and Utica and Hobart. I mean, there are so many.
Don't forget Elmira either.
And Elmira. I mean, I'm forgetting teams up here, and they're right in front of me, Kyle. I mean, it's seriously, upstate New York is the place to be for D3 hockey.
And Stevens Point, Adrian, will be a very big game to keep an eye on as well. 2 teams ranked in the top 5 of the nation. Some really powerhouse programs coming out. Adrian winning it a few years ago, being in the championship last year. Just a team that I expect to make a bit of a deeper run than some may think after losing their conference championship. I think they bounce back. after that. But onto the league where the players get paid the big bucks. In the NHL, a slew of great games went down with some scores settled in the East, the Pacific, and out of conference. So we'll start things right off with Kenny G's Rangers and the ever so hot Florida Panthers. And Kenny, taking a look at this game, there was no stopping the Panthers. Barkov, we'll take a look at his pass here in a second after we get through the first goal, but Barkov, one of the most beautiful assists I think I have ever seen in my life. Take a look at it right here. Just breaking it down, diving to keep that play going, able to get it to the backside of the post, and then bang, one time right home.
Yeah, I'm a big Rangers guy, but there are certain things in sports you can't even get mad about, and that right there is one of those we can't get mad about.
It's just such a beautiful
great
play.
It's the battle at the top of the East, and right now for me, it's either the Rangers, the Panthers, or the Bruins, and you saw right there the Panthers starting to put their name there towards the top of the list, up there with the Bruins. The Rangers starting to fall back a little bit, but they're far from out, Kyle. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, the Panthers kind of cementing themselves right, for the time being at least, as the #1 team in the Atlantic. And how about Sam Reinhart? 2 of the 4 goals for the Panthers in that. My thing is, Kenny, if you put Quicken instead of Shesty, do they win that game with Quicken instead?
No. I think Florida's just a powerhouse offense. It didn't really matter if you had Quick or Shesty. I think both of them are great goalies, but I think overall Florida had that game no matter who was the netminder.
And moving on to another slate of games. 2 games that both went to overtime. First, we're going to take a look at the Canucks versus the Kings last night, Kenny. A West Coast matchup that was really an absolute dogfight. Just a 2-1 game. Quinn Hughes with 2 assists for the Nucks. JT Miller getting one of the goals, and Pettersson, one of the best defensemen in the league, arguably, in my opinion. Game-winning goal, Besser with an assist, and Demko with a .958 save percentage. Vancouver, a team that just 2-3 years ago was one of the bottom teams in the league, now they are the powerhouse team in the West, taking down the Kings, who have bounced back in their own respect as well.
Yeah, I mean, those are 2 teams. We would call this the bounce back game, a bouncing back for both of these teams. I mean, Vancouver, beginning of the year, never expected them to be where they are. And now top of the NHL, one of the best hockey teams in the entire country, is extremely impressive. Would have never seen that one coming. And you said LA, always a team to watch. They're always one of those sneaky playoff teams. But this year, really, really putting it out there.
They are. They've really bounced back after a few down years. Haven't really seen that glory since the 2014 double overtime winner against the Rangers.
Yeah.
The Canucks, you know what happened last time they made a Stanley Cup. Their entire city turned to a riot when they lost. So we'll hope that doesn't happen again. But that wasn't the only game going down in Canada. In Alberta region in specific, the Oilers and the Bruins. Oilers struck late last night, Kenny. A game that went late into the hours, but the Oilers able to take it to the extra frame, edge out the Bruins 2-1. The Oilers had a horrible start to the season. Starting the season, one of the worst teams in the NHL. But McDavid and Draisaitl end up getting it back going again. Draisaitl, 2 goals, has the game winner goal in this. And McDavid, just one of the greatest players ever, let alone our generation. Just a magician with the puck.
Yeah, McDavid's one of the guys. If you have McDavid on your team, you can never overlook your team. The Oilers, like you said, awful. And I mean horrendous, one of the worst starts in the NHL. And the Bruins, coming off a historic year last year, coming out and now playing the Oilers late in the season, both have something to prove. The Bruins trying to take the top of the East, while the Oilers, they're still making their comeback from that horrendous start, but they're really starting to prove themselves.
And the Bruins, like you mentioned, the best team in the league last year, but first round of the playoffs didn't pan out so well for them. It's not about who has the best records, who gets hot at the right time, and the Bruins did not last season. But today also marks the trade deadline for the NHL, and boy, Kenny, did some people end up moving around. Some of the notable ones I want to mention, Vladimir Tarasenko going from the Ottawa Senators and now joining that very powerhouse franchise right now in the Florida Panthers. People say hockey doesn't belong in the South. I think the Panthers are proving them wrong.
I think sports in Miami as a whole right now are huge, but I mean, yeah, Senko to the Panthers, that's a huge addition for them.
Along with Casey Middlestat leaving Buffalo, going over to the Avalanche, joining McKinnon, who's arguably the best player in the league right now, and Adam Henrique goes to Edmonton to beef up that team around Draisaitl and McDavid a little bit. But another player I want to keep an eye out on, Tampa Bay didn't make any moves. Nikita Kucherov's been carrying that team. Closest point getter on his team behind him, 40 points behind Kucherov. Not getting much help out there. Surprised not to see a move.
No, definitely not. You'd think Tampa needs to make a move late here for the playoffs, but nothing from them.
And we're going to send it right over to break real quick. But when we come back, where are we hitting? We're hitting the gridiron. So don't go anywhere just yet.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the Earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty.
The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of time.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back into the first ever episode of the Kenny and Kyle Experience. I'm Kenny Gerard, and he is Kyle Jason Spizak. And Kyle, it is time for some football. And believe it or not, the Super Bowl was almost a month ago, and the NFL offseason action is in full swing. With the beginning of the offseason comes a plethora of cuts and free agents, and this offseason remains no different. Today, the Buffalo Bills went on a cutting spree, releasing Jordan Poyer, Spirion Neal, Mitch Morse, Naheem Hines, and Deontay Hardy. They are one of many teams releasing their star power and hanging on to that franchise tag. Kyle, what are some other notable free agency names? I
mean, I think the one that we're all really keeping our eyes on, Kenny, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah,
Saquon Barkley is by far, in a way, the guy that we're really keeping our eye on. Where is he going to end up? Obviously, if we take a look at the full screen of where the possible breakdown spots of him are, I like the Texans. I like the Texans solely for the reason of the Bengals, we know they have issues with their line. Burrow's had knee issues. Saquon's had knee issues. Are you going to go to a place that you really don't trust the line that much? On the other hand, Texans, I mean, Devin Singletary was having a great season last year, and he's not a power back by any means. You get a man who has the quads the size of my head, he's going to tear through every single defense. I like him with Stroud, too. Great route runner.
Yeah, I agree. And Russell Wilson, I mean, he's got a lot of places he can go. Pittsburgh seems to be my favorite personally. And Kirk Cousins, he could be going back to Minneapolis, but I don't see it happening. I think he's going to either join the Patriots or the Falcons. And Jordan Poyer just released today. Maybe it's a little bit of upstate New York bias to talk about him. But I think he's going to be in the NFC, either going to be an Eagle, a Cowboy, or a Niner.
I don't know. I see a Kirk Cousins Patriots debut coming up.
It could happen. But on top of the world, the free agency comes the new kids on the block, the NFL Draft. The first round of the NFL Draft is around the corner on April 25th. And Kyle, as we do every single year, let's discuss who is going where this April.
And obviously, first pick goes to the Chicago Bears. It's all eyes on what are they going to do. They have Justin Fields. What do you do with Justin Fields? Do you trade Justin Fields away, get that draft capital, get maybe not capital in the draft, but you can get linemen. You can get those draft capital and later round picks, stuff like that. Build up that line. Caleb Williams, question mark?
Jaden Daniels, Drake May. There's so many elite quarterbacks in there. It's really hard to guess, Kyle. I'm saying Caleb Williams goes first overall to the Chicago Bears, but we'll do some more speculation in our next episode when we do an entire episode about the NFL Draft. But switching gears to the pound for the new dogs in the park, it's college football. The college football world is also in full offseason mode, and some teams were winners.
And some, well, they lost pretty bad.
They definitely did, Kyle. But let's talk about the winners to start. Actually, no. We're going to do first is worst. Let's do the worst. Let's do the worst offseason overall. And I think in the full screen, you're about to see it here, Alabama, the worst offseason overall out of all of college football. Nick Saban packs his bags and heads to Cancun. And look at that, Julian Sayin to Ohio State, Caleb Downs to Ohio State, Isaiah Bond to Texas, and Kool-Aid McKinstry. I put him up there because I love his name. Kool-Aid's a great name, by the way.
Such a good
Heading into the NFL draft, plenty of guys lost, Kyle. What do you see up here that's notable for you?
Hook 'em, baby. Hook 'em. Isaiah Bond going to Texas. He's going to replace Adonai Mitchell and Xavier Worthy. That's much needed. But, Kenny, you also have a best, don't you?
I do have a best, and that's going to go over to Ole Miss. The Rebels having a great offseason. We see Daquan Wright going from Vermont over to Ole Miss. Walter Nolan from Texas A&M, Trey Omos from Bama, and Antwain Wells from South Carolina, the wide receiver, adding all around on the offensive and defensive end. And Kyle, you saw it when we pulled up, 24/7 Sports. You look at the list. Wow, they got a lot of new players coming into the Rebels.
They did get a lot of new transfers. But honestly, hot take here, I think the Ohio State Buckeyes had the best offseason of all of them. They bring in Julian Sayin. They bring in Caleb Downs. They bring in Quinshaw Judkins from Ole Miss, arguably the best running back in the SEC. Egbuka's staying for another season, ranked 8th in the transfer portal ranking so far. Can't get better than that.
No, I don't think it get much better than that. Who do you have for worst really quick?
The worst? Got to go with the Buffs. I mean, they just haven't been that top program that ESPN and everybody hypes them up to be. They talk about they're the 22nd ranked overall offseason, which is better than they've been in the past. They've been at 43. They've been at 50. They've been at 80. I'm not on the Dion hype. I'm really not. They got some good recruits. I got to see you win more than 4 games in a season, so I can't count it as a win.
Well, I agree with you there, Kyle, but there are many things people hope for in life, such as a healthy marriage, a new pet puppy, and hitting the lottery. But for some, like me and Kyle, it's NCAA 25 finally being released, and that dream is coming true. Kyle, I know you're as excited as I am. What are you most looking forward to? Maybe a Ball State natty?
You already know. Going straight into Road to the Show, the Dynasty mode. We're going right in. I'm bringing the University of Miami, Ohio, their first national championship. Miami, Ohio is about to be the powerhouse. Bama can't stand a chance. Penn State, I'm a Penn State fan. They don't stand a chance against my Miami, Ohio team. Not even in the slightest bit. But overall, just the gameplay of it looks like it's going to be beautiful. All the work they've done with it, the crowd, the stadium traditions. And, when you're losing by 30 points and FSU touches the ball and you hear the entire crowd going, oh, it's over. It's over.
It is absolutely over. But that's going to be it for right now. When we come back from break, we're going to talk about Caitlin Clark and breaking the record and some more basketball. Stay tuned.
English is hard.
With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
And welcome back into the Kenny and Kyle experience.
Oh, our
I'm
names
Kyle
are right.
Spisak.
Look at that.
Isn't that crazy?
Look at that. That's great.
I'm Kyle Spisak. He's Kenny Gerard. But Kenny, last night, the other night, history was made as Caitlin Clark stepped up and became the leading point scorer of all time, men's and women's, in college basketball. And just an outstanding career so far. But there's only one thing to do. We can't explain it. We got to take it straight from the words of Caitlin Clark herself. Absolutely. She had this to say after her game.
I think just going into senior night, having that decision clear, not only for myself, but our fans, my teammates, I think that was super important. And honestly, just, I don't know, getting the weight of the world off my shoulders and being able to enjoy this last month with my teammates, I think is the biggest thing. And
Kenny, Caitlin Clark, what a season and career she's had this season so far, averaging 32.3 points per game, first in the nation, 8.7 assists per game, first in the nation as well. Leading scoring on both dishing and shooting. She's her. She is her.
She is absolutely her. I mean, there's not even a question about it. She could get drafted into the NBA and absolutely compete against some of the NBA superstars. WNBA, renowned first overall pick. She will be going wherever she gets drafted and getting paid a lot of money.
I mean, and you take a look at her whole career, she has never dropped under an average of 25 points per game in her entire career. Nope. Her freshman year, 26.6. Sophomore, 27. Junior, 27. 32 this year, though, jumping up even more. 5 points higher per game than last.
I mean, it just gets better and better every year, Kyle. Every year.
It does. But that's all we got for right now. We're going to send it over to break. And when we come back, we got a new segment coming. Is it crazy or are they cooking? So don't go anywhere just yet.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
no.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30? Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up with that one.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
Welcome back into the Kenny and Kyle experience. I'm Kenny Gerard. That's Kyle Spisak. And well, Kyle, let's get right into the first ever Kenny and Kyle segment, Cooking or Crazy. Our graphics operator, Andrew Clark, in the control room will listen to us and debate. And when we are done, he will put up a graphic that says who is cooking. Kyle, I know you're excited to start, but I think I'm going to go first.
Oh, of course you would. You got to have the spotlight, don't you?
I always have to have the spotlight, Kyle.
Bozo. Bozo.
Well, you'll be calling me a bozo after this one. I think my hot take for the year, we're going to go MLB today. The Houston Astros will be third place in the AL West. I think they fall behind the Rangers, who will win it. And the Mariners, the only teams that are not going to beat out the Angels and the Athletics. I think the Astros, maybe they sneak in a wild card, Kyle, but I think they're going to be sitting pretty in third place. Will they still come in and maybe beat the Yankees? Possibly.
You're ridiculous.
Maybe I'm ridiculous, but when we roll this tape back, let me tell you, I'm going to be right. Third place. Third place. Third place.
Yeah, he's talking about third place as if, Diaz isn't going to, take any of that. Jose Altuve. You think Jose Altuve is going to lead that team to third place? Yeah, he's short, and guess what? He can crank a baseball nearly 450 feet. I don't care if he's 5'2". That dude cranks homers. He has given me depression every year the Yankees face them in the playoffs. I have learned not to argue against them because every time I go, oh, the Stros are bums. They suck. And then they sweep us in the championship series, and I have to cry until the next year.
Third place. I watched him play for the Tri-City Valley Cats. Third place team. Third place team.
All right, Kenny. Well, my take is better and more realistic than yours. So, obviously, we all know the Dodgers went out spending spree, dropped like $1.2 billion on two players in Yamamoto and Ohtani. But here's the crazy thing. Their regular season, going to be unreal. They're going to go like 122-40. They're going to have a fantastic regular season. But then they're going to get to the playoffs.
And they're going to win the World Series.
And their first round that they play in the playoffs, you know what's going to happen?
They're going to win.
The 87-75 Colorado Rockies are going to come in with the power of friendship and not buying out teams, and they are going to knock them out.
How is mine worse than what? What do you mean?
The 87,
they are the greatest team ever now.
The 87-75 Colorado Rockies are upsetting the 122-40 Dodgers.
Colorado's
You can't buy a winning team. You can't buy a winning team.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, what? So what? Yeah, they're going to bring in Ohtani. He doesn't know any of the team. At least you take a team.
He knows how to hit a baseball and throw one.
Yeah, but you take a team at least like the Rockies. A lot of their players have grown up in that system together. They've been playing with each other for a few years. They actually like each other. The Dodgers, half of them don't know each other. They're all bought out. Every single one of that team is bought out. You want to talk about Freeman? Freeman literally went to the Dodgers and was there for a month last season, and he said how much he wanted to go back to Atlanta.
Dude, no. You can buy a winning baseball team.
He's from LA and he wants
the Yankees
back in
did it for
Atlanta.
27 World Series. The Dodgers are going to do it now.
Yeah, and
they
you know
have
how
way too much
you know
star
how the
power.
Yankees did it?
Colorado Rockies.
Homegrown talent.
Colorado.
They grew them through the minors. Derek Jeter, Pettit,
Colorado,
Posada, Rivera. Those were all teams grown.
Yeah. Boo you. Colorado.
Rockies are winning. Chris Bryant is getting World Series MVP.
I might have gave you them losing in the playoffs, but the Colorado? All right, graphics man. Andrew. Are you kidding me? No way. Get out of here. No way.
How's that feel? How's that feel?
I feel like the Pittsburgh Penguins losing.
See, this is the letter L. That's exactly what the 122-42 Dodgers are taking to the Rockies, who are barely over 500. It's happening. Look at him. Look, he's so angry. He's such an angry boy.
I feel like the Pittsburgh Penguins taking a fat L. I feel like I'm in the basement right now, Kyle.
He loves bringing up the Penguins. He loves to bring up the Penguins.
Bottom
sits there.
feeders.
Oh, yeah. He's
Pittsburgh
like bottom
is in
feeders.
shambles with Kenny Pickett's baby hands and the Penguins.
They have missed a playoff once in the last 14 years, and that was last season.
Enjoy Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh with those Penguins. Are you kidding me?
I'm not even a Steelers fan.
But you're a big Pittsburgh guy, apparently.
Yeah, for the Penguins, because Sidney Crosby was my childhood.
Suck.
Yeah, okay. 09. Remember when they went to the Cup in 08 against the Red Wings?
Suck.
Lost that year. Beat them the next year in 09. 1-16 against the Sharks, and then 1-17 against Nashville. Because if I'm not mistaken, the last time that the Rangers were in a Cup, 2014, double overtime.
And that's where we end the show because I have no argument for that except for get a reality check, live in the moment. Those Penguins are in the basement. The Rangers are taking it all the way this year. Thank you, everybody, very much for joining us on our fair.
Toronto Maple Leafs are taking out the Rangers first round. I guarantee you that. Austin Matthews is shooting it all over Chesty's back.
No way.
You can't stop Matthews. You can't stop Matthews. You can buy
No way.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks for episode number 2. Have a good night.
Can you believe it? It's finally here.
I know, the hour-long, the break season finale. Let's go. Woo!
Tonight, it's the fall finale. We're taking a look back at all the fun we've had all semester. And Justin Dickerson is here to tell us all about Sophie, and he's showing off his cooking skills. Plus, we'll learn what our crew really thinks about us right now.
From the Al Roker Studio and the Murano Campus Center, this is The Break with Scott Brubaker and Kate Donahue. It all starts in 3, 2, 1.
Oh shoot, Kate, even the last episode I predicted in your chair for you. I know, but it's still polite of me. Okay.
Thanks, Scott.
Guys, so welcome to the season finale of The Break. We're actually doing something new this episode. We have like almost nothing in the prompter.
Yeah, we're
actually that's a lie.
We're LARPing.
At the beginning of the show, we have nothing in the prompter. Then it gets really scripted. Let's start real fast before we do a weekend recap. We have Christmas gifts for each other.
Oh.
Can I pull them out? So I got you your favorite candy, pretzel M&Ms, and a little card.
I got Scott a Minion mug.
It's cute.
And some gum.
Also, if Jill wouldn't mind, can you say something in my ear? Because I don't know if I can hear you or not. Okay, perfect. I know there's a lot in the show. You can read that later.
I will.
So we can recap. How was your weekend? Real fast.
My weekend was great. How about you?
It was great. I went skiing. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Heard.
But we're going to start out by talking about the holidays. Scott, replay. Oh no, we're going to talk about the holidays first. I'm just ignoring what's in the prompter.
Okay.
So it's the holiday season. What is your favorite part of the holiday season?
Well, my favorite part is
orange
okay. I
juice.
really like Thanksgiving because it sets off like the best part of the year. You know, Christmas, New Year's. Yeah, I don't know. I just get excited.
I love Christmas. I'm that November 1st. Christmas music starts